The day I discovered my wife's betrayal was the day my life began to crumble. Even after everything, I gave her one last chance under strict boundaries, but ever since, I've been torn inside, uncertain whether to ease those rules or accept the reality that trust might never return. A close friend said it plainly. If I couldn't find trust again, then divorce might be the only option. I'm 30, she's 31, and we've been married for 5 years. But last year, she crossed a line with a man in her circle of friends. Normally, she would return from her nights out by midnight, but that night, she staggered in at 5 in the morning, drunk, detached, and barely speaking for days. When I pressed her for the truth, she finally admitted what happened, and everything I believed in shattered instantly. I had always been uneasy about her nights out, especially since that man was often there, but until then, I had no proof that my instincts were justified. Devastated, I packed a bag and left. She begged me to stay, but I needed space, so I stayed with a friend for a few days before agreeing to hear her side. She was overflowing with remorse, swearing she would never repeat her mistake, and promising to do anything to repair what was broken. I chose to give her another chance, but I set firm conditions. She had to cut all contact with him, give me access to her devices, and avoid bars or clubs unless I went along. She agreed to everything without argument. Eventually, she drifted away from her entire group of friends because of their continued loyalty to him. I hadn't demanded that, but she said it was too painful to stay close to them while trying to avoid him. Even though I had access, I never checked her phone or computer. Sometimes I joined her on nights out, though that scene never appealed to me. Still, something inside felt hollow. The closeness we once had seemed to be fading. I thought about relaxing the rules, but the wound from her betrayal never healed. When I confided in a friend, he didn't soften his words. If trust couldn't be rebuilt, I needed to let go. His advice stayed in my mind. I still loved her, but the joy we once shared was slipping away. She told me she was happy with me, but I could see her light dimming, as though something essential inside her had gone. Before the affair, our marriage had been full of life. We thrived on hiking, camping, climbing, traveling, and sharing regular date nights. Our intimacy was strong. The only tension came from her love of nightlife, something I never connected with. After the affair, though, our bond felt empty. She admitted that her old friends criticized her for cutting him off, dismissing his behavior as just how he is. Our adventures together dwindled. The spark between us nearly disappeared. She tried to initiate intimacy sometimes, but I couldn't bring myself to respond. One evening, she told me she was completely devoted to me and willing to live under the rules I set, but she confessed she no longer felt she had the right to ask for anything in return. She owned her mistake fully and accepted the permanent consequences. I suggested couples therapy, and she immediately agreed. I didn't end with hope, but rather because she had respected the conditions I laid down for a year. Deep down, though, I doubted I could ever see her the same way again. Therapy forced us into raw honesty. I realized that the conditions weren't only about trust. They were also about punishing her. In one session, I admitted that she had betrayed me with the one man I had always feared most. When I finally asked her why she did it, her answer stunned me. She said it was curiosity, that after hearing a friend talk about being with him, and after too many drinks, she gave in. The next morning, regret consumed her. Weeks of therapy passed before I faced what I'd been avoiding. Trust was gone forever. That truth changed everything. We both accepted it. We decided divorce was the only way forward. Fortunately, we have no children, no shared property, and we're both financially stable. The reality is, our marriage ended long before we ever said the word divorce. Therapy only helped us admit out loud what had already been true for a long time.